Okay, so we have a lot to get through in this season finale, so let's get right to it.
I know for absolute certain that everything, yes everything is certain.
Okay, that's basically an omen saying that, you know, to all bronies, everything's fine, it's not going to change anything. Yes, I mean, she is going to be an Alicorn permanently now, and a lot of bronies were worried about that. Yeah, here we go. I'm cool with it as long as the change isn't permanent. Okay. So, you know, obviously it is permanent, but it's basically saying don't worry about it. I mean, just look at how Rainbow Dash reacts to Twilight with her new wings.
Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Twilight's got wings! Awesome!
So right there, I can see that there's going to be a whole floodline of plots and episodes just based on Twilight learning how to fly. I mean, I know that at the end of this episode, she's flying seemingly perfectly, but that doesn't mean that there won't be episodes like the Sonic Rainboom. I mean, remember when Rarity got rings? Technically, she was an Alicorn as well, and you know, that was one of my favourite episodes, the Sonic Rainboom. You know, just because Rarity and Rainbow Dash are my two favourite ponies, and I mean, I just thought it was amazing. Also, now I go on to the review by Chris Saber. I think that's how I pronounce his name. Sorry, Chris, you know. But, yeah, as part of the Anything MLP Facebook group, who's been known for writing 5 words at a time, as well as being mentioned in other videos. Basically, in this, well, every day, well, not every day, every episode he reviews it and puts it on Facebook, well, in our group at least. Here he's basically saying how, you know, yes, it was rushed, although maybe it was placebo, because obviously he wasn't expecting to enjoy the episode, but in the end it wasn't that bad. I mean, you know, he did like it. I mean, I liked it as well. I thought it was actually a very good episode, but it did feel a bit rushed, because obviously there was like 7 songs within the space of, you know, 21 minutes, and that's a bit crazy. So, you know, it's like... And then a lot of people say it should be a double-parter. I'll just look at the hub there with the crown, beautiful. A lot of people say it should have been a two-parter, but then I draw your attention to this. Megan McCarthy, who's taken over from Lauren Faust in, you know, producing the My Little Pony series, she considers the season finale of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic to be a 3-parter. Bronies won't get to see the parts 2 and 3 for a while. So, I mean, usually seasons open and close with a 2-parter. Obviously, in this situation, you know, with the season 3 finale, that wasn't the case. But, you know, season 4 is confirmed, and I, for one, can't wait. I think it's going to be great. I then turn your attention to this. Now, I noticed this at the beginning, like, when I saw this back in November, and that's quite blatantly Star Swirl Debated book, so that's backing up my argument on another video about my thoughts about Alicorn Twilight, in basically saying that it was all planned. It isn't something that Megan McCarthy's just slapped together on the last minute. I mean, to be honest, I don't know when she came into the whole thing, but what am I looking for here? Right, no, that's not the video. This is it here. Yeah. So, what I'm basically saying is that it is scripted in that sense, and I think they've done a very good job with it. It was, like I said before, basically a huge musical, because it was just throughout songs. But, I mean, I thought it was good. Chris is basically saying how, you know, there wasn't really... Nothing really happened. I mean, there was, like, an issue. There was, like, a problem. There was conflict, but it was quickly resolved. And, you know, usually in a finale to a season, it's a bit more... I don't know. There's a bit more drama. Like, for example, season 2. When that ended, it was a huge thing. You know, Princess Cadence was introduced as a character. She wasn't who everyone thought she was. She was actually the queen of the changelings, and you know, that was true conflict. Whereas in this, you know, the conflict was a bit rushed, but that's because it was all done within one episode. But like I said before, I enjoyed it, and for me, Season 3 was the first season that I've been able to watch live as a Brony. I mean, I became a Brony around April 2012, and, you know, by then, Season 1 and 2 were pretty much finished with. So, I would spend, like, nights just staying up watching every single episode that I can. And, that trend follows from... Well, at the start of 2012, I was getting into anime. Like, I'd watch series like Gurren Lagann and Clannad, or Clannad D, whatever you want to... however you call it. And, you know, I would spend nights just staying up watching episodes on YouTube of it. And when it got to the end of those, like, shows, it felt empty, as if there was something missing, because obviously, you know, I was that deeply connected with the story and the series, you know. I suppose emotionally it was quite effective, you know, to put it in one word. And when I finished watching both, you know, Season 1 and Season 2, you know, getting on for beginning of June, you know, it did feel empty. But because of the richness and the strong vibe that the Brony community pushes forward, it didn't feel like it was the end. And it wasn't the end, you know. I mean, Season 3 was on its way, and here it is now. And after watching it, you know, it doesn't feel like there's anything empty. It feels sad, you know, that it's over. And in saying that, I come back to the part in this episode when... Oh, where is it now? This isn't even the right episode. Jesus Christ, right. Where is it? 13. Okay. I think it's before that, actually. No, here we go. When she looks through every episode, nostalgia, okay? Because this is basically everything that I've seen and everything that every other Brony has seen, you know, throughout the last 2 years at most, when Friendship is Magic started. And it felt good to just see a look back at all the episodes. Some things that... I mean, Discord was included in it as well. I mean, you know, that was a huge moment. I mean, I wasn't a Brony when it happened, but, you know, I've seen Brony Doc, and it was crazy, you know. People loved it. People recognised John Delancey, and the community blew up twice. It was fantastic. You know, so it was nice to have the episode look back over everything, and just the soundtrack during that episode, you know, during that part, it was deeply touching. It really is.
It's time now for a new change to come. You've grown up and your new life has begun.
New life, so, you know, that signifies it isn't over yet, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, Bronies, we're looking into it too deeply. You have to remember that the show is, at its core, made for little girls, you know? I mean, they have thrown in a few references. I mean, I don't know how many times... Okay, just let me find it. I can't find the bit here, but basically Derpy and Ditzy show up numerous times. I mean, Doctor Who's, Time Turner, he's there. Okay, we've got Bon Bon, she's having a rave. Okay, Ditzy's there. Lyra's just raving like a human would do. Look at her go, Jesus. Time Turner, okay. Derpy wasn't there, but Derpy does show up several times, and I can't find that here. But, you know, seriously, I mean, it's good, okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that there's still, whilst it is a show for little girls, you know, they are still recognising and, you know, paying homage to the Bronies, you know. I found this song to be very upbeat, very lifting, and I can't wait for the remixes to come out. I mean, I'm trying to think of my own remix for it, but I just can't come up with any good ideas just yet. I mean, I'm in the middle... God, her face is scary. I'm in the middle of doing... ooh, Vinyl Scratch, you see? She's there, DJ Pone 3. Okay, give it a second. See, Gangnam Style. clearly Gangnam Style, you know. So, I mean, or what more of a tribute you want? So yeah, I enjoy. In summary, I mean, I've not scripted what I'm saying, so I'm trailing off a little bit, but you know, it was a good episode. I very much enjoyed it, and I have full confidence, you know, that Megan isn't going to fuck things over. You know, she clearly recognises the Brony fan base and respects that. You know, she also understands that the show isn't made for Bronies, and I think that's important. So with that, I can't wait for season 4. You know, 7 months down the line, I'll be watching it. It's gone quick though, season 3. I like to think, like 3 months. And how I would spend every episode watching it with my friend David on Skype. You know, that was what we did, and he was the one who introduced me to the fandom. So I think it was fitting, and it was really, it was special, and it's something that I remember for the rest of my life, because it was these moments in your childhood. You know, they stick with you, and I think that My Little Pony has helped me develop as a person, especially in dealing with criticism and discrimination, because, I mean, I've had arguments with people before. I don't think I've got the comments logged here. In fact, if I go onto my Gmail, I can probably find them, but basically, in fact, no. If I type in... Okay, that was kind of a fail at typing. Okay. It's a generic guy who doesn't have a very good argument, okay. Yeah, you see, like, at this point, like, he replied to me, I got tons of negative votes. This is what my comment was. We have here is a guy who's insecure and thinking he will become gay if he watches My Little Pony. Are you really that scared? Really? Grow up, dude. That was marked as spam. That was because the people who are subscribed to this guy and who watch his stuff don't actually have any remorse. And I can understand why they might feel annoyed by the show, but they don't need to go around, you know, with their bad arguments. Their only argument is that we're all faggots. Now, that's a stereotype, okay? I mean, out of all my friends, only me and David are bronies, and in the same group of friends, only me and David have had girlfriends. So, I mean, that's proof enough for me that we're not faggots, you know? And, this isn't the ha here by the uploader. That's not even a comment, it's not even a valid argument, but yet the people who watch the video generally, I mean, you can see with the amount of likes the video has in relation to dislikes, it is mostly anti-bronies who are watching this and who agree. If I was to write a letter about friendship, I would say, Dear Princess Celestia, today I have learned not to overreact. It's common to undergo hate and discrimination as a brony. You know, that's what it's sort of all about. But if you approach them with love and tolerance, then there's really no more you can do. If they choose to be aggressive and violent, then that's their problem. I mean, it was only in the documentary Brony Dog that a boy called Alex spoke with the manliest brony, who told him that we don't need people like them in our lives, and they don't need us. So, you know, why put up with them? I mean, we're the one that are tolerant, we're the one that are secure with our manhood, in the sense that, you know, we're not all fat, overweight, retarded faggots who live in our mum's basements and don't like going out through fear of melting in the sunlight. You know, we have social lives. The majority of us are highly educated. In fact, studies with Brony Doc have shown that the average brony is a 20-year-old heterosexual male who goes to university. So, you know, like, what's wrong with that? And instead we're being, like, discriminated by, in this case, rednecks who, you know, go around smashing people's car windows because they've got decals of Princess Celestia and Luna on them. I mean, who's the one being childish there? And with that, your faithful student, Marcus Brooks. So, that's all I have to say, basically, on the matter. In this video, we have covered the Season 3 finale. We've also covered what I have learned from Trolls, and also where, where the series is going to go in the future. I mean, Season 4's confirmed, and I refer back to Megan McGarthy's Twitter. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.